Ladies and gentlemen, today might be the day where we get in a little bit of a fight, spill some tea, get the gossip going, and I love it. I know you guys do too. Whenever we get a video like this, you like to see people butt heads, and that's what this channel is all about. Opinions on video games. And I was waiting to see what would happen here because we've got a video today by Nero. And we've watched Nero plenty of times on the channel. I actually like watching Nero because it's a kind of opposite opinion to a lot of the things I think about. And I was waiting to see what he would end up saying about skill-based matchmaking being removed in the Black Ops 7 beta. And lo and behold, we get a video saying, do not trust Activision. The Black Ops 7 skill-based matchmaking problem is crazy right now. Activision hasn't changed. Now, I'm not going to disagree with him yet because as of right now, they're seemingly doing everything right. Removing skill-based matchmaking from the beta. It's the most fun I've had playing Call of Duty in 6 years. I need to see what he says here. I need to see what it's going to be good. We're going to dive in. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 2 of Activision's little skill experiment here within Black Ops 7. It seems like they're doubling down on the idea of removing skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah, yesterday was actually a bigger deal than a lot of people realize. The fact that they put in search and destroy and brought in hardcore open matchmaking is huge. The fact that they didn't just put search and destroy in with the closed skill-based matchmaking is huge. That's a huge deal.
While there is still one game mode with skill-based matchmaking, there are now 3 modes without it. You have a regular mosh pit, a hardcore mosh pit, and interestingly enough...
Okay, here's my issue. Is if a company does something good and you still shit on them, you're going to shit on them no matter what. Right? So that's why I want to see, like, the title of this video could be clickbait, right? Like Nero, Blame Truth, a bunch of other guys make their videos negative and it gets views. It works. I might even make the title of this negative, but just to be clear, I am very impressed with what they have done with the Black Ops 7 beta. Like, very impressed. How good the game feels, how good the maps feel, and how good the game feels with no skill-based matchmaking. They have done a lot right here, and I'm very curious how we start dunking on them.
Search and destroy. Fans have been wanting to see Search and COD's betas for years now, and they always denied us for some reason. But just like with everything else, pre-order sales are so down bad right now, and player numbers are even worse. So right now, I would not be surprised whatsoever if Phil Spencer himself would let you borrow his Lambo for the weekend if you actually purchase Black Ops 7. They will do anything they can right now to get people to buy the game. So far, there's been a massive amount.
So generally speaking, when you have a company, the whole idea of marketing is to get people to buy your game. I don't know if you know this, but that's how like anything works. Do you realize when Battlefield 6 puts out a trailer, they're doing it so you can buy the game, so you buy it? Like, it's the same thing. It's just Activision has been really sketchy in the past.
The speculation online surrounding Activision and whether or not they have been lying to us. And honestly, I don't blame anybody for thinking that way.
I agree with that. I thought the same thing.
Day after day, month after month, year after year, game after game. So it's incredibly hard to believe that the trillion with a T dollar company suddenly cares about us and is fixing everything wrong with the game. Because of this, I've seen countless reports online claiming that
Okay, so just to be clear, very few game companies actually care about you. Like almost none of them actually. They care about the bottom line, the dollars, and guess what? The developers actually care about making good games, but the higher ups, they just care about selling things. Well, lo and behold, as it turns out, when we are given another option to buy another game, we're not going to buy the crap one, which makes them have to make a good game. So yes, you can't expect Activision, EA, any of these large companies to do things for us. But if you speak with your wallet, they will do things for you because that's what matters to them at the bottom line.
New game modes still have skill-based matchmaking, and there's also this overwhelming concern that everything here is just a band-aid, right? That's just one big marketing ploy, that this is just Activision trying to bolster pre-order numbers before they pull the rug out from under us with the full launch of the game. And yeah, I'm straight up with you guys on that. I can definitely see it happening. I said it yesterday, man, but I'll say it once again for the people in the back.
So yeah, so this is, I said it in yesterday's video, I will say it again. I am not pre-ordering this game until we are given confirmation that there will always be no skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 7 lobbies. Now, whether that's in a playlist like they have now or all playlists in unranked matches, I will not pre-order the game until they put out that exact statement. It needs to be that exactly that. then I will pre-order the game. Until then, I don't believe that the game's going to come out without skill-based matchmaking, because we've seen, well, not this before, but the fact that they're doubling down on it leads me to believe that. But again, I'm waiting for a statement.
Activision have championed skill-based matchmaking for years now, over half a decade. Everything they say that they have from their precious data claims that it's a good thing. They've invested millions of dollars into making the system the way that it is, and they continue to invest even more into it to make it even more precise. So personally, I find it hard to believe that out of nowhere, after all these years of them sticking to their guns with skill-based matchmaking, that suddenly they're just throwing it all away. And
well, it's because numbers. It's because numbers. They're getting proven wrong by the numbers. So how can they argue that the data speaks that way? There is someone higher up in Activision who's an idiot that thinks that skill-based matchmaking is good for the game and is finally seeing the numbers drop and worried about their bonus and is like, whoa, we got to do something drastic. And then people under them, probably people at Treyarch, are like, look what these people are telling us. They're like, okay, we'll try it. And lo and behold, what do you know? It works and people actually enjoy the game. So
listening to the community. Now, don't get me wrong. I want this to happen. I want skill-based matchmaking completely removed from the COD franchise. But right now, it's so early on, and there have been no guarantees that they will make any actual real changes for the launch of Black Ops 7.
Exactly. We need to hear that.
It could be argued that this is just one giant marketing tactic, because right now it is just a beta. Right now, they're trying to sell us the game, and right now, nothing matters. The only thing that carries over from the beta.
Just to be clear, boys, if they remove if they have skill-based matchmaking in the game when it's launched, I will run the biggest campaign ever to not buy this game. I might go full blame truth, because it will ruin the game. I will not play the game. Like that's just it. So they put themselves in a corner where I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me, where now that they have played this open mosh pit mode where the game actually feels like a normal Call of Duty, they're like, whoa, we're not going back here. And I hope most of you are standing with me on that one.
Are some calling cards, some emblems, and some skins you get for leveling up. So in all actuality here, guys, nothing is official. Nothing is set in stone. They are doing a test, and while I'm appreciative of them doing this in the first place because it makes the game playable, but let's just remember to not put the buggy ahead of the horse just yet, and most importantly, do not pre-order. You don't even get anything if you do. The beta is already open for everybody, and what? Are you gonna like buy the $100 edition of the game for some skins? Like, come on now. Skins you earn in the game are better than ones you buy anyways. At least there's some prestige to the thing.
So just to be clear, I never pre-order Call of Duty, but if they literally put out a statement saying this game will not have skill-based matchmaking, period, like ever, we're not putting it in, I will pre-order the game just to push a point to whatever dumbass CEO put it in the first place, to be like, you screwed up for 5 years and maybe your numbers would be way the hell higher and your bonuses would be way the hell bigger if you wouldn't have done this in the first place. I don't pre-order games. That will make me do it.
You actually earn compared to the things that you buy. But now I'm curious, has this little gamble for Activision paid off yet, or do they still have a ways to go? So let's go ahead and figure that out.
Okay, so he's going to look at
pre-order numbers. So when it comes to
numbers.
pre-orders for Black Ops 7, it does appear that some pretty interesting things are happening. For starters, Call of Duty on Steam has dropped down from number 15 down to like in the 30s. If this image here looks low resolution, it's because I had to keep zooming out on my browser to make it so Battlefield and Call of Duty could fit in the same picture. Like,
well, just to be clear, when it comes to pre-orders on PC, Steam, it's like the Steam is going to be, I think it's 5% of the player base, something along those lines. So yeah, but honestly, it should be way higher than this.
I don't know what happened there, but it's falling off a cliff on Steam. But on PlayStation, it looks like something really interesting has happened. I mean, Battlefield 6 is still number 1, even though we are now halfway through Call of Duty's beta. But COD has also jumped up a little bit. Well, I think the Vault Edition was already number 2, but now it looks like the cross-gen bundle has jumped up on PlayStation a bit, meaning that at least for the time being, more people are starting to pre-order Black Ops 7.
Which makes sense.
Now, I'm going to try not to get too angry about this, because it's possible people are pre-ordering and then canceling their pre-orders so they can play the beta, but the beta's already open. There is no reason to pre-order. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to play during the first 4 days of the beta, you would pre-order it and then cancel, which is honestly a valid point, but I truly hope that
it's still way down there on Steam. Like, nobody is pre-ordering this game on Steam. Like, it's way down there. I think it might be a little bit higher than 30 now, but it's pretty far.
fans are not falling for Activision's bullshit. I mean, yes, it is amazing they are testing the removal of skill-based matchmaking, and yes, they have made a number of positive changes, though admittedly, most of those changes were just things they intentionally kept out of Black Ops 6 so they could later use them as selling points for Black Ops 7. The only reason why these things are happening in the first place is because people have been sticking to their guns, because people have not been pre-ordering, because Activision is panicking. Microsoft, they've also been panicking. They are already losing, we now know officially, $300 million a year on Call of Duty because it's on Game Pass, which caused them to raise the prices yet again.
Okay, no, Nero. That's not how numbers work. Okay, so what he's referring to there is basically they lost $300 million of sales that they would have had on Xbox if people didn't have Game Pass. Now, you also have to take into account how much they made off of that, because lo and behold, those 300 million in sales, those are all people who are subscribed to Game Pass and most likely subscribed for an entire year, which is now $360 a year. So that's essentially 5 times as much as a $60 game. So in turn, you could say their $300 million loss was actually like a $900 million win, if you actually look at it that way. So no, it's not fair to say that. I don't like that. I don't like when people use numbers to like try to manipulate. If they turned that $300 million loss into a sale of Game Pass, which I think is where that number comes from. Those are people who are on Game Pass and didn't directly pay for the game. Plus, a bunch of those people are buying microtransactions. It's a win for them. It is just straight up a win for them, or Black Ops 7 wouldn't be on Game Pass.
On Game Pass, because COD is not the big selling point that it used to be. They're losing a lot of money right now, right? And they understand that this series has been circling the drain for years, but they didn't care up until this point. So long as they were making their pre-order numbers, so long as they were getting their launch sales, and so long as they were pumping out microtransactions, they were happy. But problem is for them, people stopped buying. People stopped whaling. That is the only reason why Call of Duty has been seeing some serious change, and of course Battlefield 6, but I'm fully on board with the folks out there who have been critical of Activision right now, because everything is up in the air. We do not know for certain if they are actually removing skill-based matchmaking from the launch of Black Ops 7. Do not just pre-order the game because they made a couple of playlists in the beta. There's no guarantee it's actually going to stick around or that actual change is going to happen. Until we have it written down in plain English with proper data and information that is publicly available and publicly revealed, people are not going to trust you, Activision. You have burned us too many times. If you want Black Ops 7 to succeed, you need to hard commit right now to the complete removal of skill-based matchmaking and then get to work on everything else, because while skill-based matchmaking is the root cause of all of Call.
All right, so I can give you a good example of why they should commit to it, and that is because before they did this with Open Mosh Pit, my plan was to hit level 30 in the beta, maybe play a little bit of zombies, and I wasn't going to play anymore. I am now planning on streaming a good amount of this game later today because I enjoy playing with the new playlist. I'm assuming most people are in the same boat as me there. I'm assuming most people are going to their friends and being like, dude, they got rid of skill-based matchmaking. You got to try this game. It feels like old Call of Duty now. But maybe I'm wrong. But we will see. I mean, like I said, I will not play this game if they don't do it. So that's my vote.
These problems, there are still some major issues that you are facing right now. I said it in yesterday's video. You guys can go listen to it again if you guys want, but removing skill-based matchmaking does not automatically make Black Ops 7 a top 5 COD. Okay. Call of Duty as a whole has been plagued with countless issues over the years, so if Activision wants COD fans to get back on board, they need to hard commit as soon as humanly possible, and none of the bullshit, right? None of this run a test for a few days in the beta and then maybe make a blog post about why skill-based matchmaking is good 1 week before launch,
they better not do
and then
that.
Make a single game mode as a compromise with classic matchmaking and Black Ops 7 and call it good. That will not be good enough. There needs to be a full revamp of the entire game. And speaking of that, I want to close out this video here today by giving you guys my initial thoughts and experiences so far with the changes to skill-based matchmaking, or potentially the lack thereof.
Okay, all right.
So as you guys have been watching throughout this
is kind of
video,
what I wanted to hear anyway.
Maybe not watching, I suppose. I know a lot of people like to listen in the car or they listen while they're at work, and I personally think that's awesome. Black Ops 7 has been feeling a lot better for me personally, and there is a lot of concern out there about whether or not this is placebo, if Activision's maybe pulling the wool over our eyes, and whether or not...
So I thought the same thing when they first announced this. I thought they were doing like a thing, which would have been super shady, to be like, it's the same matchmaking. If it is, prove me wrong, because my ping is better. My time to get in game is better. There's a million things that are better in this playlist. My games are more varied. honestly. I don't like sit at the 2-kill death. I'll get in a game and get like a 6-kill death, and then the next game I'll have a 6-kill death, and then the next one I'll have like a 1, and then I'll have a 1, and then a 6-kill death. It's variance. It's not like, oh, every game I play, I'm a 2-kill death no matter what I do.
Not the matchmaking is truly like the good old days, or if it's just been slightly tuned down. That's the thing about Activision and Call of Duty matchmaking as a whole. We do not know. We have no clue. I have no fucking idea right now if I'm being gaslit, and honestly, that really pisses me off. In my experience, lobbies have felt better. Admittedly, it's not the biggest sample size. I'm not even level 30 as of yet, because again, I had a lot of stuff going on this weekend already planned, and now Call of Duty's doing all this stuff. I'm doing everything I can to try to keep up right now, but the lobbies have felt a little bit better. It's still pretty sweaty because it is a beta. They're always like that. But on top of everything, and I might catch some heat for this, but I really don't care. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. I think that so far, maybe I just need to get used to them. I don't know, but I think the maps are pretty terrible. I think a big reason for that is the movement and how they've...
This is the worst take I think I've ever seen Nero say. Like, honestly, this is the only beta I've ever played where I don't mind what map I get. And honestly, after using the movement, the first thing I said when I played this game is I hated the movement. And I'm like, you know what? After I played the beta, I was wrong. The movement's actually pretty damn good. And I think they could have done more with it. They could have done more wall runs and things like that. I like the maps in this game, and that is rare for me to say. There isn't, the only one that might be a little bit too small is Blackheart, and that's the one that I like the least. The other ones I feel like are solid size. They're not too big. They're not too small. You have room to breathe. If you play the maps right, if you run straight down the middle, yeah, you're going to get killed over and over again. But like if you play the outskirts of the map, I don't know. I hate the team deathmatch spawns. I will say that if you're playing team deathmatch, it sucks.
Sort of like shoehorned in areas of the map to make the movement work, but I'm sure plenty of you guys out there have noticed the exact same stuff I have. Most maps in most game modes are really fast paced. They are chaotic as hell, and honestly, they feel like what I'll call face-off plus. Like not quite as brain rot as face-off, but pretty damn close. Again, I think a lot of that is the movement, but on top of that, you have terrible spawns, and along with everything else, the maps still have doors in places which need to be completely removed from the game.
Which they did, and I think the maps are a lot better now that they've messed with the doors a little bit. And yeah, they could remove more of those.
And there's always like at least 4 doors and 1 window into every room to boot. I mean, look at any hardpoint, any map, any hardpoint objective. There's typically, if it's in a building, there's going to be like 4 doorways into that hardpoint and at least like 1 elevated position, like a window for you to jump into, man. It's like, it's chaos. There's people freaking everywhere. I feel like it's rare for you to die in this game and not see at least 3 sources of incoming damage in that little report thing on the right side of your screen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand Call of Duty is supposed to be fast-paced and arcade-like, but it wasn't like this back when we were playing on better designed maps. I feel like
okay, I want to go back a little bit. I want you to pay attention to his gameplay. So their design philosophy with Black Ops 6 is 3 seconds from when you spawn to when you get in a gunfight. If you just watch his gameplay, there is more than 3 seconds between each gunfight, meaning the maps are made bigger and the spawns are made thus-wise. I very strongly disagree with what he's saying here.
The reason why they're so heavily relying on Black Ops 2 remakes this year is because they know their core maps just aren't good. So just like every other game, they're going to rely heavily on 10-plus-year-old map designs to basically get them through. And I truly hope that the people that made the maps for Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 are getting royalties of some kind, because Call of Duty has been milking those things for over a decade now. And how are those maps even going to feel? It's going to be really weird going from the door-riddled wall-jumping maps that we have here in the beta to a map like Raid. You know what I mean? They've also been teasing other Black Ops 2 maps like Yemen and Meltdown for the post-launch, and again, unless they revamp these maps, they aren't going to have a natural feeling connection with the game's movement, and it's going to cause for this like weird sort of dynamic where half the maps in the game have doors and wall jumping, and the other half are just 10-year-old remakes that kind of feel normal, but made worse because people will be able to use the wall jumping and double jumping and whatever to reach areas that they previously couldn't. I don't know. For me personally, I'm not really a big fan of the map so far. Maybe that is something that could change in the future, but I do notice considerably worse players in my lobby when I'm playing the no skill based matchmaking playlist. Now,
so this is just an example of no matter what, people will find something to complain about, no matter what, right? So you just have to reduce how bad it is, and like skill-based matchmaking is a huge one.
They seem to be on my team, which is sort of reminiscent of the old days of COD, where of course team balancing would always take effect.
Yeah, team balancing is still a thing.
Until Activision lays out a full report on everything, my own personal experiences are pretty much invalid. Like, we don't have any actual hard concrete data here. I can say that, yeah, my lobbies don't feel nearly as bad, but we don't know that for a fact. It might just be luck.
Okay, you want hard concrete data? It's pretty easy to go get it. Take skill out of it just for a second. There's two things that you can compare easily: latency and time to in-game. So go play the closed playlist, play 5 games, start from the menu, click the button, measure your amount of time to get into a game for each one, and 2, look at your latency in each game. In the closed playlist, both of those will be worse. Already one test done. Now, you can't compare the skill of the people, but that is a huge thing you can look at that are numbers.
Placebo, we really don't know. So obviously, until we get more information, fans are going to be skeptical of whether or not they're being lied to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, where do we go from here? It seems like every day they're adding new stuff to the beta, and honestly, I was not expecting them to add 2 more non-skill-based matchmaking modes, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens throughout the remaining 3 days that we have here with Black Ops 7. What's even more interesting, however, is in just 5 days' time, Battlefield 6 comes out, man. I cannot wait. Like, there's been so much happening right now. It's not that I forgot about the game. It's just I've been so busy, you know. And then I look at my calendar and I'm like, oh, wait, Battlefield's in 5 days. Like, holy shit, like, it's coming. Let's go, dude. This is going to be awesome. So, and once again, Battlefield right now has been topping the Steam charts and PlayStation charts for pre-orders. So it's going to be a massive game. It's going to be a huge launch. This may very well be the year that Call of Duty gets toppled by Battlefield, and I cannot wait to see it.
Even with the skill-based matchmaking thing, it might.
What's also crazy to think about is Battlefield 6, for as good as it's doing and for as good as its beta was, they didn't need to do any form of creative marketing or make sweeping changes to their entire core design philosophy like COD's been doing, because the game itself, Battlefield, is just good.
Well, I mean, you could argue that they had to do exactly what you're saying because 2042 was so bad. So they did rework how their entire game worked. They did rework their entire systems. They did decide to go back to making a campaign. So basically everything you just said is wrong. But I mean, we can say they didn't make any changes. That's cool too.
You don't need to do that kind of stuff. They basically just came out and said, hey, we don't have skill-based matchmaking. That'd be fucking stupid, wouldn't it? So here's a fun game for you all to enjoy. That was pretty much it. That was like the entirety of their marketing, you know? And I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm personally praising.
And then they put out the live action trailer where they dunked on Call of Duty. That was great.
Stoked for the launch of Battlefield 6, so you can expect Battlefield videos to be incorporated into my regular rotation here on the channel, but of course, I will still also be keeping an eye on Black Ops 7 and everything going on with that, the rest of the beta, the full launch of the game, and also Activision and their matchmaking changes, so it's going to be a very busy month ahead, but it should be really fun and interesting as well, so be sure to sub to the channel if you guys haven't already. I'm going to wrap up today's video, so I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on Call of Duty's quote-unquote new matchmaking down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening, and until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
Honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, I wasn't going to play Call of Duty this year. Like I was going to make videos on it. I was going to do the campaign, probably do the end game, get some camos and that, bring you guys some story content, from Battlefield 6 and then bring in Arc Raiders. And I was just going to move on and like do story videos for other games. I'm like excited for this fall because we're going to be playing Battlefield. We're going to be playing Black Ops 7 now, assuming they keep the skill-based matchmaking, and Arc Raiders, and then GTA's coming out, and there's a ton of games. We got Resident Evil coming out. There's so many good games coming out in the next little while, and I truly believe that is due to GTA putting their launch date out there and every other game working around it, either before or after. And then after that, we got Wolverine and all of this awesome stuff, and we're going to be covering all of it. And I am happy that Black Ops 7 did this with their matchmaking, because now for 15 years, I've had this staple game that I've always just been able to fall back to if I don't have anything else to play. We have it. And not only that, I want to play it. I'm looking forward to playing it later today. And I have not said that about a Call of Duty game, I think from before Modern Warfare 2019. Like I'm thinking Black Ops 4 era, which is insane. It's nice. But yeah, I don't need to complain about anything else. I think we've complained enough.